Advent, a time when we think about the arrival of Jesus. We have a fascination with wanting to know when Jesus will return, and much discussion continues to be devoted to this. It would be so satisfying if we knew a precise date. We would be able to get everything done in preparation. We could make sure the house was tidy, get all the washing done. We could contact people we haven't seen for a while. We could even empty our email inboxes and even make sure we've done some deeds to impress God. It would be so planned and so organised and so human. We desire to be in control, but this is not how God operates. We simply don't know when Jesus will return, and speculating doesn't help. As we heard in our gospel passage, but about the day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. The only certainty is that Jesus is coming back. Advent is not about knowing when, but about preparing for his arrival. So how do we do that? Well, our Romans passage says we need a wake-up call. The hour has already come for you to wake up from your slumber, because our salvation is nearer now than we first believed. And the book that we're going to be looking at through Advent refers to this, called Sleeper's Wake. Waking up involves action. It is so easy to look at the world around us, keep calm and carry on, and do nothing, because we feel powerless. For example, how often have you heard someone say, there is no point trying to reduce our carbon footprint, because look at what China is doing with carbon emissions. It's so easy to take this defeatist stance, but there is no spiritual basis to do so. Instead, we can be encouraged. Waking up means we clothe ourselves with Christ and take action to glorify him. We might think our actions don't make a difference, but the world belongs to God, not us, and every time we do act in a way that protects his world, the angels celebrate. So, let us take action this Advent. God is not expecting us to solve the problems of the world, but he has given us an awesome responsibility to look after it, however we can. Another way we can prepare for Jesus' return is by being peacemakers. We are living through a time where division on every issue is encouraged, and this leads to conflict. For example, on the one hand, we have environmental protesters causing disruption on our roads, and on the other hand, we hear of medics unable to get through the resulting traffic. Society expects us to support one group and vilify the other. But why? This is not our battle to have. These groups have a common aim. The protesters and the medics are all wanting to save lives and make the world a better place. We can be peacemakers by resolving these conflicts and supporting both. Our battle should be with the decision makers. And this leads to the next way we can take action to be prepared for the arrival of Jesus. We are called to speak truth to power and advocate for others. When we see corrupt power structures harming others, it is us that needs to call it out. As Romans said, we put on the armour of light as we act as the hands and feet of Christ in the world. Let's consider what this means. And I've just picked a couple of examples. An MP is currently using a popular culture programme to promote his own agenda, when he already has a privileged platform in the Houses of Parliament. This is not acceptable. Our Home Secretary is using debasing language to describe human beings who are simply seeking asylum. Not acceptable. A businesswoman has received millions of pounds for PPE and now has lied about it, whilst nurses are demonised for going on strike to receive a wage they can live on. Not acceptable. We must call this out. Put on the armour of light. Then we hold our heads high and call out and challenge these things. So being prepared for Jesus to return is about waking up and taking action. Don't get me wrong. Jesus did not say this way of living in readiness would be easy. Our individual and collective efforts will be thwarted by the inaction and negativity of others. But we carry on. And there is good news. We know our salvation is not transactional or dependent on how well we do. There is no absolute standard we have to reach before Jesus returns. These actions we take are in response to knowing we are already loved by God. They form a process of sanctification as we prepare our hearts with the certainty that Jesus will return to renew the earth one day. That is the reason for the hope that is in us. So during this season of Advent, let us consider what we have done and what we can do, so that when he comes, he will say, "You are my good and faithful servants." Amen.
Right, we now come to our notice time. So here we go. Are you ready? So we have the coffee morning for Ukrainians on the 14th of December. All Ukrainian guests, together with their hosts and interested members of the Wendover and Villages community, are warmly welcome to coffee morning, as I said, on the 14th of December. It will be held in the Christian Centre, and it will drop in between 10:30 and 12. Come, meet people, have a chat, eat some cake and have some coffee. So, next one, on Saturday the 3rd of December, that's this coming Saturday, you have the opportunity to come and have some breakfast together, watch a demonstration on how to make a Christmas wreath, and then you can make your own Christmas wreath. So we're going to have lots of fun, a delicious breakfast, so please let me know if you would like to come and join us on Saturday morning. And then Wendover Warm Welcome is now up and running. It starts this week in the Christian Centre on Tuesday and Thursday. Now, the aim of Wendover Warm Welcome is to provide just that, a warm welcome for anyone who is struggling financially to heat their home, or wants some company and wants a warm and safe place to go to. So I ask you all, please keep an eye on your neighbours, your friends and yourselves as the weather gets colder. Please do remember that Wendover Warm Welcome is there. Now, as you've heard this morning, Advent has started, and it's not too late to get your Advent book. Michelle spoke to us about Sleeper's Wake this morning, which is our Archbishop's book for Advent. We will be meeting via Teams on a Tuesday evening to discuss that book. So if you'd like to join us, please send David Blackmore or myself an email, and it would be lovely to see you there. That's via Teams. Now, next Sunday, this is the final thing, I promise you. Next Sunday's service at 10:45, it's our Christingle. So please come to church twice. Come to the 9 o'clock and come and join us for Christingle. It is such a special service, so spread the word, especially to all those people who wouldn't normally come along. Let your neighbours know, let your friends know. It's for all of us. Christingle next Sunday at 10:45. And that's it.